Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate's FN Hangout. I am the captain, your Captain RG3, manning the post, steering the wheel, hoisting the sails, making this ship available to you. If you don't know, this is your show. This has always been your show. If you're a DeFi pirate, if you're a Hexican, PulseChain, any of the other many projects that are being built on PulseChain, this is your place to come on and talk about your thing, talk about what you're doing, talk about what is going on in this ecosystem, crypto, whatever. It doesn't matter. Everything's up for discussion, but it is discourse. We have conversations here. Nobody is called a scammer. Nobody is told to shut up. Nobody is censored. But that's what is dangerous. And that's what you, the listener, the viewer, needs to understand, is that things here are definitely not financial advice and are definitely not endorsed by myself or anybody here at Discourse Syndicate. We allow people to come here and talk. And this is where we either look at things and find things that are wrong, or we look at things and find things that are right. And we give people a chance to go do their thing. But we never, ever, ever, ever tell people to put their hard-earned money into anything that anybody else is doing out here. But we do like to watch it, and we do like to lean into things that share the tenets of what this community has been about. And that's what Richard Hart taught some of us, taught a lot of us about crypto and the DeFi space, and made tools available for us to utilize them. So that's what's going on out here, folks, is that because of PulseChain, there are a lot of different projects being built. In fact, we built one ourselves. And because DeFi allows you to program crypto to do cool shit, and it does it, and PulseChain allows you to do it inexpensively, quick, meaningful, and because the DEXs are there, they allow you to provide liquidity. So all of these tools working in conjunction, the world has never seen this before. Like literal, badass, cool market sentiment that exists in the real world, things that would happen naturally, organically, to markets that make them go up. You can now program these things into crypto. You can program it in, and you can do it efficiently now with PulseChain. So Richard Hart has like blown the door wide open on what can be good for the world of finance. And that's what we have here with PulseChain. And people can, talk about number go up and how important that is. And yeah, it is. It's important. It's important. But the future of real finance is here at our fingertips. And we're all of us here who are building right now, who are getting involved in these things that Richard has made possible for us. We're bottling lightning right now. We have tiger by the tail. And it's a dangerous space. It's an exciting space. But I suggest that if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't understand tokenomics, if you don't understand meme marketing, if you don't understand liquidity providing, if you don't understand these things, circular systems, looped systems, feeding them on one another, boosting one another up, I would suggest that you do a lot more homework before you start getting yourself involved in these things, because they can be dangerous. There's going to be a lot of scams out there. But it is an exciting time to be involved in DeFi, especially in the beginning here. It's really, really exciting. And I hope that everybody's excited as a lot of us are. I just got out of a meeting with a bunch of devs and guys that are working on projects, and everyone's fired up. And while we were in that meeting, and here's some really bitchin' news that we can talk about today, is while we're in that meeting, I watched $100 million worth of Ethereum OTC trade or move. Now, that's big because that's been going on all day. There was probably close to, I think close to $400 million in Ethereum moved. And I called that months ago with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin shot up to 70K. I'm calling that again on Ethereum over the last couple months. And I think Ethereum is about ready to have the same issue because there are a lot of OTC trades going on. And of course, we know because of the ETF, there are people loading up and trying to keep from jacking that price right now. So same situation, guys. This shit, you could read it like a book. Nothing new under the sun. All you got to do is be able to look at the right things. Look at the macroeconomics. Look at the right things. Now, the microeconomics are what's really exciting and what we've got going on here in the DeFi space. And now that there is legislation that's being written in favor of us, in favor of tracks to run on, I should say. It's not all there yet. It's not 100%. But it's moving in the right direction, and it flipped literally overnight with the SEC authorizing the Ethereum ETF, and that makes PulseChain very, very viable and very, very much the same because it's clone. So try and argue that one in court if it ever does, and I don't think it will. But let me say hi to the chat room real quick. We got people loading up already in the back room. PulseRay Vision, he's sitting back there waiting. Alan, what's up? Alan, Melv, and my man Dorsey. Good to see you guys. Oh ho ho ho! Fucking hoy to you too, Dorsey. Good to see you. Bitfinesse, what's up, my dude? Man, starting to feel like when BTC went to 14K, then continued to bear market. I hope I'm wrong. I think you're wrong, bro. I think you're wrong. I think it's getting ready for I think it's getting ready for crypto season. I think it's about time that the real moves are going to start happening. It's the market moves that have to happen, though. So the retail investors are still a little skittish, it seems. And Bitfinesse, retail's nowhere to be seen. Look at that. We're on the same wavelength, bro. Exactly. It's the retail. It's the retailers because of the OTC trades. So what happens is they don't want to move the charts because they want to get their positions. And so they do these OTC trades. They position themselves. There's nothing new under the sun. People have been doing this kind of shit for years. And then once the word starts to leak out that OTC trades are going on, then the sharks start to swarm, and the sharks go, oh shit, these guys are buying it up. Once they start seeing it, then the sharks start biting. And then once the sharks start biting, killing something, all the other fish come, it's a feeding frenzy, and that's how it happens. And we're just, waiting on that. Dorsey's working and shit. Good for you, Dorsey. Happy Friday to you, Big Kahuna. Thanks, Dorsey. Look at Dorsey's been a member for 20 months. Are we rich yet? I don't know. Rich is in the eye of the beholder. Like, what do you have? Is it money that makes you rich, or is it other things that make you rich? I'm rich in a lot of ways. I just got off a badass fishing trip. That was just a lot of fun. Real life gains. I caught the biggest red snapper on the boat. It was like a 3-day boat. And I caught the biggest lingcod, big old prehistoric looking monster thing. Fish is so good, tastes so good. And then I got a real good yellowtail. And then we were down in Mexico. We got bluefin and all that good stuff. Bunch of fun. As I'm getting older, some of the things don't do anymore, like the motorcycle riding, the dirt biking and all that stuff. And I should probably get off the skateboard and just stick with the surfboard. But I'm still riding my electric skateboard. I love that thing. But as soon as I take one spill, I'm going to probably be that. Okay, that's dumb. That's done. But the fishing, man, this last trip, I just really fell in love. So I'm like, I'm going to gear myself up and get out there and do some more of that. I really like getting on the boat and getting out there. Hey, what's happened to you, Krypto? Stream stateside, catching the stream stateside. Oh, Krypto is back in town. Good to have you with us again. By the way, that's the link, guys, underneath me, Captain RG3, the show. That's your link to come into this to the green room and get on the show with us. Let's see who else is in there. Tam, hey, what's happening? Welcome. Good to see you. Always out there running through the Twitters, gotten our back. And yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'm getting hailed. Hey, Troy, what's happening? Let's see. Hey, RG3, I've never been in a bull run. Can you explain the emotions that we might feel when it happens? So, the opposite of what you're feeling now. So, it's what I really like about like a real bull season is, going to bed and waking up and seeing your bags have moved while you were sleeping. There's nothing like waking up and just seeing like a big green candle, and seeing your bags move. And it's really not, there's a whole bunch of euphoria that goes on with that. Now, I want everybody to understand and kind of put it in perspective for yourself. And for those of you bag holders, small bag holders, that you really need to, right now is the time for you to set up a plan based on your risk tolerance, your time horizons, all that stuff. Because you're going to need to take control of your emotions when things like that do happen, and have a plan and stick to that plan. And now we all know, we've seen, 12 years of this, 4-year bull, 4-year bear, 3-year bear market, 1-year bull market, 3-year bear market, 1-year bull. We've seen this. It happens over and over and over again. There's nothing to saying that's now it's probably going to start leveling off a little bit, but we're still going to have those type of seasons because all this stuff is programmed into it. It's baked into the system. So set yourself up properly. Like I said, when I was talking beginning of the show, there are things you need to learn about in this DeFi space. You need to understand DEXs, decentralized exchanges, and how they work, and liquidity providing, and how liquidity providing works. Not only just how to go in there and set a liquidity position, but understanding how liquidity through Hart's Law, and you can go and look that up. If SJ should put there is a search feature for all of Richard's YouTubes, and I'll put I forget what it is. SJ, I'll put it in the chat. You click on that, you can search liquidity providing and watch everything that Richard said about it. Crypto Sloth, Crypto Coffee, they both have a lot of good information on their streams about that and how to learn how to do that, and how to learn how liquidity affects the markets based on the thicknesses of the pools, the thinness of the pools, buy side, sell side. There's a lot of nuance there in these things that you have to understand and learn in order to be involved and to understand markets and how they're affected by looking at, sell walls and seeing how much has to be eaten through before it moves. There's a lot of people that seem to have a lot more insight than others. And that's just because they understand what's going on in the market, and they can see these buy and sell walls. And that never negates what a whale can do or a big shark can do to the market, because they can come in and change that whole narrative with one trade. So there's that. So there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to understand. Where I think I got off track there, but anyway, I was explaining something else. So somebody asked a question. Hey, how do you see Hex Pulse going? I'm going to talk about that in a second here. Let me see. I lost that. Doggone it. There it is. Never been a bull run. Oh, the emotions I might feel. So preparing yourself, getting yourself ready and having a plan. You never want to exit your whole position. You want to stay in crypto. Crypto is there's value to be had here in the future. So taking what you need to gain more crypto. Look, the game here is not to make money, but to make more crypto. The more crypto you have, the better off you will be when it is time for you to take some gains off the table or something. And always have a plan for that, especially based on, your needs. But don't ever get yourself washed out, because you'll regret it. You will. All the people that got washed out in the first 4 years are regretting that they sold all their crypto. The second 4 years, regretting that they sold all their crypto. I was called a fool in 2017 when I kept my crypto, and a family member sold his and bought a swimming pool, and I kept and I held it to the bottom, and everybody laughed at me, and but I ended up the one gaining because I stayed in, because I had bags when it was time to buy the bottom. And I was able to get into the bottom and see that and watch the cycles and get deeper involved. Now he's completely out of crypto, doesn't have any gains, and I'm 100% immersed in it. And my life has changed completely because of it. So that's how you want to play this. Make a plan, stick to that plan, and learn what's going on. And learn that because of PulseChain, we have cutting edge technology that is taking finance into a whole different realm. These things are just a whole different story. And even the meme coins themselves. And, I know a lot of people talk shit about meme coins and tokenomic coins and whatever. They're all necessary, guys. They're all necessary. The meme coin is with the marketing and the excitement and the people coming in want to do. And you can use those meme coins to create value with tokenomics and all kinds of different things. So they're all necessary. So for anybody to be in one camp trying to say, oh no, this is the better way, or no, this is the better way, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. This is an ecosystem of new finance and nobody knows it all yet. So if anybody's telling you out there that they know all of it, they're full of shit and they're trying to fuck you over somehow, some way. And beware of that. Beware of anyone saying that they know what's going on here, because none of these motherfuckers know what's really going on. They don't. I'm sorry. You're a fucking liar if you're telling people you know what's going on. Because nobody does. Because I know the smartest of the smart motherfuckers are still figuring shit out, still seeing stuff. And I'm working in the back, talking to them, talking with devs that are doing like cutting edge shit. And they're still figuring shit out. So anyone's telling you they got this figured out and you should be following them to the fucking grave or over the cliff, sadly mistaken. Everybody's just figuring this out. So that's why I'm telling everybody to be careful. Let's see. Knipples ain't here, so we can't talk about it. Yeah, we can't talk about it. So I hope that answered your question about, what to do. Get yourself prepared, because when this thing does come, it comes hard, it comes fast, and you need to have that plan and be working that plan and not be working off of your freaking emotions, work off your mind, know what you're doing. Let's see. See. Get off the skateboard. Otherwise you'll end up with a real peg leg. Yeah. I like them big and green. Yep. Isn't there a video out there already regarding peg leg? Oh God, there's a bunch of videos and memes and everything about me out there. You name it, it's out there. They've got all kinds of shit. I go to Hex Rec Plebs for some reason. He loves me. He's got me on there all the time. In Telegram. Funny, very funny stuff. I'm the butt of a lot of jokes over there. Let's see. Cover page, famous Captain's Digest magazine. I need to make sure I'm subscribed. I don't understand. Hey, Captain, how high? Okay, let's talk about this real quick. And then I'm going to start bringing people up. One more thing I got to talk about too. Let me talk about that now, because I'm even going to talk. I want to talk about some price stuff, because that's important. Everybody likes to hear that. And I'm going to give you my take on stuff. First of all, getting ready to go to Europe for the PulseChain tour. PulseChain tour, right? Here we go. And my team, and I shouldn't call them my team. I should say the team, our team. I'm just a part of it. They do most of the work. But KC and SJ, they have put together a phenomenal tour in Europe. We're hooking up with the European crew out there of the PulseChain tour, and we're going to be in lots of different locations. So if you go to PulseChainTour.com, you can see all that there. But the big party you don't want to miss, you do not want to miss, is London. You got to get to London. You got to be there. Our first one, though, that I'm going to is going to be in Portugal. So if you're in Portugal or you're around there, get to Portugal, because that's going to be a fun time. I'm going to hang out for a while there. I want to do some personal business stuff there. But Portugal is going to be a big deal. But London is the party. Like, that is where it's going to go down, and you want to be there. So PulseChainTour.com, get yourself to London, come hang out, be part of the VIP event so that we can all get together, have a good party, and have some fun. So PulseChainTour.com, come support what we're doing to help build the PulseChain ecosystem, and screw all the fudders out there who want you to buy their bags of shit. Because I don't want you to buy anything that I'm doing. I just want you to learn. I want you to learn and watch what's happening, watch how things are developing, watch how tokens and people and teams are acting. You know, it's one thing to put yourself out there. I've seen a lot of different projects put faces out there and act like that's going to make everybody feel comfortable. I don't think that's enough. I think that you've got to be sincere. You've got to be educating. You've got to be putting your money where your mouth is, your word where it should be. Your token should be doing all the right things. The benevolency of the people that get in early should understand the system and understand how to treat it and protect it, like Richard did when Richard brought Hex to us. And you need to look at all that stuff before you get involved in any of these things. So last thing before I bring everybody up, I'm going to pull this up here so everybody can see it, because this is one of those things that everybody asks all the time. Cryptomania 001, thanks for asking the question, because I know everybody likes to hear, hey, Captain, how high do you see Hex, PulseX going by the end of this bull side? You to OG. Well, I don't know shit about shit, because when it comes to price action, nobody does. Nobody does. But I've always been very, very conservative. I called for Hex to hit a penny. Was like our like, that was the high I thought we'd hit. 5 cents was my moon math. And it went to 56. So that was my conservative call. Now, PLS and PulseX and Inc. Those things have so much kinetic energy being built up. I don't know how high they can go. I've been so conservative. I've never seen an L1 that has functioned as well as PulseChain. Look, it launched in the bottom of a most brutal bear market that we've ever had. This community, the founder, has had more FUD than anybody can imagine, from without and from within. The whole community, and I'm probably no help, is looking like a bunch of damn fools because of the infighting and all the stupid shit that goes on, and stuff that people are literally putting in YouTube videos and putting in spaces. Like the vitriol against one another and the stuff that's being put out there is absolutely ridiculous. It's Lord of the Flies style bullshit that's going on out there. And we all know what that means to leadership. That does nothing for leadership. All that shit implodes. All that shit is garbage. You need real grassroots leadership. Now, the networking effect that is happening here with Reed's Law is that we are creating groups, and those groups are helping to develop the ecosystem. Now, because of the ravenous attitude of everybody who's super, super hungry sitting here in the bottom of this elongated bear market, is probably keeping a lot of people away from it. But crypto hasn't really got its legs and started moving yet. Crypto isn't really started moving. We haven't seen the retail end come in like ape in yet. And I think that's coming. We are in election year, so I think it's going to take a while for that to kind of kick in. I know that it looks like politically the moves have been made. All the political moves have been made, waiting for anticipating the election. So this has so much room to move. Like where it's sitting right now and where it should be and where it's could possibly go is astronomical, in my opinion. I was very conservative about my call on Hex, but I think that PulseChain can do better than even that in these market circumstances, provided the right things happen. So the right things are happening. Like this ETH ETF is freaking amazing, and it's big, and but it's not as, I'm not seeing the news on it being as big as it should be, and the fact that the U.S. legislation has flipped itself on the SEC and said, no, we're going to set up rules, and we want innovation, not the destruction of crypto. I really like that that's what's happening right now. And it's more than likely probably a political move, But hey, we'll take it. I'll take anything. You know, if it's a political move, it's a political move. At least they're looking at us and they're listening to us and they understand that there's a big community here that's getting louder and louder and becoming better and better. So I like that. I really like that. It's bullish for the whole system. And that means that this ecosystem here, being true DeFi, can really, really move. So that's I'm not going to give you any exact numbers, but that's what I'm telling you, is that for those conservative estimates out there where Pulse can go, I think it should be bigger. All right. Thank you, RG. You do have a DCA out plan. Thanks to DCC today. I feel very accomplished getting 1 million hex and staked. Very exciting times ahead. Good job, Troy. Yeah. And you know what? Dollar cost crypto, him and his courses and things that they teach, same thing. They teach people how to move and mitigate their crypto. Yeah. 6 planets and emotions because it's harder. Yep. All right. Let me roll down. Read these last two. One Hexy Mofo. What's up? What's up? Hey, and Sandy Beach, my lady. Welcome. Welcome. I'm just starting to get a little interest peeking out of my no coiner friends. So just around the corner from out of the woodworks, interest in crypto. Yes, I'm starting to see the phone calls coming in, people getting more excited, that kind of stuff. It is happening. Yes, it's starting to move in that direction. When the bull market comes, your phone just keeps ringing. Disappointed that it's not spot, because that would send us to the moon in a heartbeat. Yeah, and you know, it's baby steps. It's a bite off the elephant, and that's good. Let's see. Last one. Let's see. Whew. That's one where, let me pull it up here so I can read it. That's the one where the fly helps its fly friend throw in a ring, right? Alan, there's some sort of pink eye too. The Lord of the Flies is like a bunch of kids get stranded on like this small island, and they make two tribes, and they actually end up killing one of them through their weird kind of fascist regime versus rational regime kind of thing. I don't know. It's just one of those weird movies. Look it up, Lord of the Flies. All right, everybody. So that's enough. Had a great week with the ETF. It's good for PulseChain. Things are moving, things are shaking, and everybody, I'm going to bring up PulseRay Vision, my good friend, my really good friend. We spend time together outside of crypto, out in the desert. We've spent time out in the desert together, and everybody else. Casey, crypto culture, the lady of the hour, the lady of PulseChain herself. Crypto culture. Look at you.
I have been waiting so long that it got dark outside.
Yeah, my intros sometimes they go a little bit long, but I like going through the chats and getting everybody started and getting you guys really riled up so that we got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And what's going on, my man? How you doing?
Good. I was just like Troy Miller said, setting your cells ahead of time. Like you were talking about, DCAing out is just as important as DCAing in to the market, right? Because the last thing you want to do is sell when those big green candles come in and you get all excited. You're like, well, let me buy some more. No. Hopefully you should be taking some profits off the table at different increments. You know, don't sell it all. Have a plan. You know, I tell people an easy rule of thumb is every time the price doubles, sell 10%. You'll never run out. You'll always take some off the table. And then when it drops, 100% again, take half of those gains and buy back in. Yeah, that's just simple math like that. That could save you a lot of pain. Because I look back at 50-cent hex, and I didn't sell one hex at 50 cents. I was like,
there wasn't
everyone
too many
get in
that are still around. No, the people that are still around aren't the people that sold at 50 cents. Those people walked away with some mad gains, and we all got left holding the bags. But a lot of us also, sacrificed at that time. So those of us who had big bags that were, not selling, we made mad gains. And then I thought it was brilliant. It's like, okay, Richard got us into hex. We made mad gains on it, and then we gave it all back to him. That was like a brilliant move. And hats off to Richard for that one. I was like, wait a minute. I made a lot of crypto there. And then he had me give it back to him.
Yeah. We appreciated him so much. We're like, let me just give it back.
Well, you see, here you
take
go,
it out.
Richard. Just take it. And then I think, wait a minute. What did I just do there? What brilliance. What brilliance. So, anyway.
He's a genius. He's a genius.
He's a genius.
And something I was talking about earlier today on our stream, and I'm glad Crypto Culture's here, is the idea of a super community, right? We have all these mini communities inside of PulseChain, and some of them see the big picture and join forces, kind of like you guys, Discourse Syndicate, DGen Roundtable, Matty Allen. They bridge all these communities into a super community. So it's like Voltron, right? Or Rick and Morty if you're younger. Not Captain Planet, like screw that one. But Voltron, right? You got all these communities getting
My
together.
buddy did the voice of Captain Planet.
He did?
Yeah, he was the voice of Captain Planet.
That's good work if you can get it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, a super community. We can all do better together. And even if we have our own projects that we're like trying to get as much attention and support for, that doesn't mean that you can't like open the door to other communities and learn about what other people are going on, because a lot of us have the same kind of idea. Giftware, those guys, they talk about no leaky boats. Right. And I've been saying for years, we're trying to keep all the air in the balloon, parallel thinking about how do we keep all these gains that keep flowing into crypto and out of crypto and into crypto and out of crypto. Right.
Yeah.
So,
and plug the leaks and like you said, keep the air in the balloon and just let it regulate out, and let the ships float in without leaking, and I think that, like a lot of people gave, things like Zen and Titan X a hard time. But they were concepts, they were trying to do things and they were just throwing out one facet of the diamond, and the leaks destroyed those projects or hurt those projects or kept them from doing what they were potentially able to do. And again, I'm not downing or promoting either one of those. I'm just giving examples of some of the projects that are out there that found a really cool concept, because of PulseChain and the ability to go ahead and make their own crypto and do it cheaply and launch it and launch it on a chain that's efficient and works. But they also didn't look at all of the other parameters of tokenomics that could affect the launch of your crypto or how your crypto moves in the future. And you know what? And we even saw it with Wise Token. If you remember Wise Token, that was in the early days. For those of you who don't know, Wise Token was in the early days of Hex. They tried to fork Hex and do a thing with the liquidity pools. So instead of having the OA, they moved their crypto into the liquidity pools and locked it in. I think it was V1 they locked it, or they locked it in V2.
V2, I believe, because V2 had just come out.
Yeah, they just come out. There. And that's the problem with these tools that people didn't know. Now, this guy thought he was going to beat Richard at his own game and, whatever. And so they locked the liquidity. But people don't understand that there is a balance in liquidity. You have too much liquidity, too thick a liquidity, and you can't make the price go up. Too thin, and you don't have anything to pull out. So there's a balance, and it's that balancing and equilibrium of the liquidity pools that is important to these systems. And if you start to understand and learn about liquidity, it's about that balance. And when you look at a token, you look at its balance, you look at its liquidity pools, you look at what's going on, you look at the wallets that are providing that liquidity, and you see how they're reacting and acting. So all of those things were just little different aspects of what true DeFi is going to look like and become. And I think that the Hexicans and the PulseKins in this community are the ones that are on the cutting edge, that are actually looking at this stuff a little deeper than just, hey, we can do this fair launch. Hey, we can do this liquidity thing. Now we're starting to, like you said, let's keep the air in the balloon. How do we plug up all the leaks? How do we make this thing the best it can be?
Yeah, and Kaylin, you look even better with the lights on. I think it's great that you decided to join us.
I went and cut the lights on because I heard you were going to be here. That's why I actually showed up. Because look what I got in the mail.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, wait a minute!
I'm
gonna go. Mine's in the mailbox. I know it is. I'm gonna go get it.
Yours has got to be. If it's not in the mailbox, I've been waiting on the shipping. But then again, it's like tell me your address, and RG3's like, I'm not falling for that again. Like he's like, no.
It's funny. I go, I show up at the events and meet up with SJ and KC and they got on like some new gear, some new shirts. They got some new shoes, and such and such sent me this, or such and such sent me that, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, how come the captain's not getting anything? I don't get none of this stuff that you guys are all getting. Man, they get all the swag, because I guess they're doing all the work.
We love the swag. We'll wear it. We'll rock it for you. We'll promote it.
Okay. And you also got to talk to Hexicans chick, right? Because she's the one that is actually the organized person in this whole environment. She's the one that's actually writing down people's addresses and being like, that's the wrong size of shirt, Max. Don't send that to them. So like you got to spend a little more time with Hexicans chick like Kaylin does. And Kaylin's going to end up with all of our swag. He's going to get it before I even get it.
Yes. And I love the stickers. So what I've done is, because I'm preparing for Europe, I took your stickers and then some PulseChain stickers and some head stickers, and I've put it like all over my luggage, so that way when I go and pick up my bag, it's just looks like graffiti of Hex and PulseChain.
I love it. Going back to what you were saying earlier about that WISE token and stuff, the guy tried to replace the OA with liquidity because he said, the OA is not fair and blah, blah, boo, hoo, hoo. Can you guys imagine the price of Hex right now if the OA didn't exist? Like, for real.
Oh.
Like, we would have made all-time lows with the bloodbath we've been sitting through for the last 3.5 years,
Oh, yeah.
And all of us Hexicans were defending the OA, trying to convince all these haters that it was benevolent and stuff like that. And so, like, we went the other direction with that. With anti-gravity, we have an evil address. Like, we tell people expect this address to mess you up.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Just expect it to be evil until it proves itself differently.
Hey, real quick, Dorsey.
Killer.
Dorsey said he's waiting for his kayak DS t-shirt. Those are the ones that got stuck in the canal there. So check this out, Dorsey. You get SJ a PO box or an address, and I will literally go into the archives and dig out of the storage one of those old t-shirts and send it to you. You deserve it, my man. You deserve it. So I will send you one.
Very interesting. So I have a question for you guys, because it's something that I've been really paying attention to a lot lately. Have you guys heard of D-Bank? Are you using D-Bank at all? What do you think about it?
I am not using it. I have only scratched the surface of it. We've been so busy with the token launch and everything else that I've got going on that I am getting ready for this trip. Oh my gosh. That I haven't, and I know SJ's been trying to show it to me, trying to tell me about it, and I haven't. But if you could do a little bit of education, I would appreciate that, and then give you my opinion then.
Okay. So the way I kind of look at it, and different people use it for different things, right? Some people are just using it for a portfolio viewer, type in an address, see what's inside that wallet. I kind of see it as like a new decentralized social media, right? Because what we know about social media, about Twitter, Instagram, all these things, is that the only people really making money are the people that own the platform, right? Not the content creators. If you are monetized, you're getting a very small percentage of what's happening. And so this allows you to connect a wallet to the D-Bank and then to make posts. And these posts, based on engagement, they can receive rewards. On top of that, this community of Hexicans, PulseChains, what they really want people to use D-Bank for is for PulseChain exposure, right? Because people wallet watch on there. That's kind of why they're there, is to see, they do a lot of rankings, top 200, top 500, top, 5,000, whatever. And people go through these wallets and kind of see what it is that you're holding. So their idea is that the more people that have bags within PulseChain that go and set up a D-Bank account, now you're getting other whales that aren't within PulseChain to kind of investigate PulseChain more, right? Like, why does this bag have, $500,000, $1 million in it or whatever, and it's all PulseChain? Like, what is this ecosystem? And I guess the best thing about it is that it can still be completely anonymous, right? Like, just because you create an account, you don't have to dox yourself in registering a name. You don't have to say, this is, Crypto Culture's account or RG3 account. I did do one with my own name, a very small one. But if I did have a bigger wallet, then maybe I would do that one anonymous, right? Just to get attention on these PulseChain products without necessarily owning it, saying this is my account, all right? And so it's really just another way of advertising to a captive crypto audience. Everybody that's there has a decentralized wallet. They are actively looking for crypto investments, and PulseChain is just not really represented a lot there. So the more people we get to come over to D-Bank, we think the more attention that's going to bring to the chain.
Gotcha.
And that's DE Bank or D Bank?
Yep, DE Bank.
Okay, yeah, it says the real user-based Web3 community.
Yes.
I like what it does. I like the concept, and I like that it's cross-chain, right? So it's
yes, yeah.
So
Portfolio viewer is great. Like, you see everything from all chains, even little ones that you've never even heard of.
I'd like to participate, but I won't. The crypto is a well, I don't want to expose myself to the greater crypto community, let alone, just our community alone, like, will freaking eat you alive, let alone, but I like it. I like the idea. And
you don't think you could do it anonymously?
I just threw in our smart contract for Wishwell.
Right.
And it pulled up all our information on Base Network and PulseChain accurately, like immediately.
Yes.
Both of them. Like, MetaMask doesn't even do this shit.
Yeah. And it's good to get the projects to do it, right? So, like, the Axis token OA wallet or whatever you want to call it, it's there. So that's showing a significant PulseChain portfolio. I think, like, Sunny, one of his projects, it's there. So, like, even to get, like, let's say GIF token, right? Like, even to get some of the projects to utilize this platform, I think even that is going to help with providing some exposure for PulseChain. But yeah, I still believe that you can do it without doxing yourself. But I do hear where you're coming from, Cap. People do like going and searching and looking.
Oh my God! Man, they're gonna see all of my Anyway.
Captain's the type of guy that'll circle the block 3 times before he, like, hits his garage door opener, like, just to see if, like, any white vans and shit are following him.
I mean, I got a pretty decent security system and a well-armed militia inside my house. My kids are all Marine trained, and so yeah, I'm a little sketchy when it comes to some of this stuff. But I mean, I've always, I've got neighbors that. My next door neighbor's got a freaking, $500,000 car in his garage. So, I mean, it's not like there isn't people with money around here, but for some reason, the crypto space, it's so easy to wrench attack. It's so easy. I think the biggest problem is the authorities don't give a shit, about somebody who loses their crypto. It's like, we can't do nothing about it. yeah, we can see it on chain. There it goes. It's moving, but who knows where it's moving from? Is it in, here or there or wherever? So it's like they have a hard time finding somebody who steals money like that. And so I think that they don't give it attention. So it makes people easy targets who are exposing themselves or are very public about their stuff or whatever, But I like the idea. I think it's a great exposure for PulseChain, and that people should be creating, like maybe trading wallets and going in there and doing stuff like that. I think it would be cool. Yeah. Oh, we got somebody else just pulled in.
Yeah, it actually, it's pulling up like there's really obscure coins that people threw in the wish well, like Fugazi and where is it? Pulse, OnlyFans Pulse coin, and it's pulling up their accurate price and everything. This is dope. Very cool.
I'm gonna have to get in there and play around with it. If not just if not to get involved, maybe I'll try and set up a wallet somewhere and have a friend of a friend send me some crypto or whatever. But maybe I'll but anyway, the rain gutters aren't shiny, they're brown. They match the trim. They're not shiny gutters. They're just regular brown rain gutters, and they're great. They are great.
How's everything going over there with the AG project, PulseRay? I still want to call you Hexray. You know that.
You can call me Hexray. You can call me Max. I don't care. I know who you're talking to.
Okay. I'm glad you said your name, Max, because it took me forever to not call you Mac. Like Mac is stuck in my head, and I know it's Max, but I always
we're both deaf. So I thought your name was Arnie3 for a long time. I was like, who's this Arnie dude? They keep talking to Captain Arnie, and you're like, yeah, Mac. Well, anyway, it's going good.
And the She-Ray vision didn't even. Well, I don't even know if she likes me now, but she hated me at first. She's like, "Who's this jackass clown?"
No, she was like, "Because you're blind and you're deaf, like." So we would go to Kaylin's awesome meetings, and you would just sit there and like glare at everybody. It looked like you were angry, but you were just squinting to see where people were, and then people would come up and talk to you, and it looked like you were ignoring them because you couldn't hear them.
Like, huh? You got to talk.
Like, who is this dude? Like, what's up? What's his problem? I'm like, oh no, he's like deaf, like a mole. He has to like walk along walls and listen for shit.
So I'm on the fishing boat this last weekend, and like everybody, there was older guys, 50s, 60s, 70s, and there's this one guy who couldn't hear. Like he was like worse than me, and it was like everybody like teamed us up together, like pushed an eye away, and we couldn't hear each other or talk to each other. So everybody like kind of pushed us up into the corner, let us fish together over there because nobody wanted to talk to us because we couldn't hear any of the conversation. Because the boat noise and everything is just like, huh? What? You say that enough, and people are just like, forget. I don't even want to talk to you anymore because you can't hear a damn thing.
RG, just so you know, SJ had to step away just for a second. So if somebody is waiting, you'll probably have to bring him up.
Oh, yeah, I'll pull him up. So everybody, he was on last week with us, I believe last week, right? Bright Light 57. What's happening, dude?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Yeah. I thought I'd join this week since last week got kind of cut short. So how's everybody doing? I figured I'd finally come on the FN Hangout, kind of come out of the shadows, although there's plenty of shadows behind me.
Yeah, it looks like you're in a deep, dark dungeon somewhere.
I can open the curtains, but whatever.
That's all right. The backlight doesn't do anything. It's the front light you need.
Yeah. You got to do with a cup of coffee as your profile pic, right? Because I jumped on X. Yeah. Like I jumped on X to follow you. We're already following you, man. So good to meet you.
Good to meet you guys.
In fake real
life.
Why
I came on. I've been watching the FN Hangout for a long time. I've just been in the background. I'm finally starting to come out more publicly since we're trying to build things. Everybody's trying to build things together. So it's important to be public, and with the D-Bank thing, I have an address out there too that I do the D-Bank thing with. I doxed myself. I have no problem with that. I mean, it is what it is, and I'm just trying to be as open as I can be, so everybody can get onboarded safely, correctly, things like that, so people can follow me. So yeah, I just thought I'd come in and say hey and get to
have you jumped in the Forge yet, Bright Light?
No, I haven't jumped in the Forge.
Okay, cool. Yeah, check out the Forge, especially if you're building a new project like we are. There's a big community there where we're actually doing an incubation right now for people building, and they're helping them connect them. So it's like watching The Apprentice and like watching things get built in real time. It's kind of like Shark Tank. We have some people pitching on there that come out, and that's where people are getting hooked up with. If you're looking for developers, if you're looking for marketing, it's a great resource. So check that out definitely.
I've watched a couple streams and I'm definitely intrigued, but I thought it was for like up and coming projects. I didn't know it was for like already launched and things like that.
Well, there's the curator.com, which is spelt Cyrator. It's like CY. Yeah. Curator.com. And that one has analysts talking about everything that's already launched on all the different chains. And PulseChain's had a hard time getting on there. Like there's some people that were just hating on everything PulseChain related at first, until we got some of the people over there doing some actual, real reviews of our projects in the chain. So the Curator is like the already website that's kind of going towards the Rotten Tomatoes flavor. And then the Forge is like a launch pad with checks and balances. And if you participate, then you can get some of the airdrops and some of the tokens that come through there as part of that community. And unlike some of the other launch pads where you just have to bribe the people running it to pump and dump, you got to like bribe 5 different people, 5 different times, 5 different groups in order to pull that off. So you're going to get a lot more, real information on the Forge than you will on some of the other launch pads, I'll just say.
Feedback's important.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to check that out. Randy Hilarski's on something like that, right? Because I am a part of the No Permissions group, so.
Yeah, no permissions, baby.
Nope.
No permissions. We're all about the no permissions.
Nope.
Max, I have a question about that. So like if people are, pitching new concepts, new ideas, are they ever like nervous that, a dev is just gonna see that and just run off and do it themselves?
Yeah, myself included. I was petrified that someone was going to take my secret sauce and start putting Thousand Island dressing on their burger. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing about crypto is there's only a handful of people actually building, and they're up to their neck in like
there's
two
hardly
or
any
three
devs
projects. There's no devs to go around. Like, period. We have a dev and we keep him as secret as hell because we're like, and he's working on like 25 different other projects.
Yeah.
But we don't want him to work on 25 more.
Right.
And so like no one's building. Like the people that are building are working their ass off. Everyone else is just like, I got a better idea. Like they're critics. Yeah. Right. Or whatever. Cause I was terrified of people taking my idea and running with it. But once I started building it, I was like, oh, shoot, this is a lot harder than it looks, Yeah.
And like, so, to tap into that, it's if you look at some of these other projects that have come out that have had issues, there's something to be said about the right devs working hard with the right devs and the right devs doing the right things, and then a bunch of eyes looking at the code, watching it, monitoring it, seeing it as it functions. You just can't go out there and steal somebody's shit and just try and pop it out there. That's a dangerous situation. You run the risk of really screwing up right now. And I don't think any dev wants to put their name on that stuff, because we've already seen that happen just recently with a few projects where they didn't cross some T's, they didn't dot some I's, and it went so far as to even label them as scammers. And I don't think that was right for that to have happened to them. But hey, if you don't do your due diligence, you try and put something out too quick, or you don't cross the T's and dot the I's and double, triple, quadruple check this stuff, it can be dangerous, and it can be dangerous to your future within the system here, and how you can bring products out later if you don't do it right. So very important to get this shit right the first time. And that's what Richard's always taught us. Software's hard. And why it took so.
But he also taught us about community, like going back to the whole super community idea, right? Like people can study GIF, PGIF, they can study iBurn, they can study WhatsApp, they can study all these things and put together, like they could like just take the tech and try to launch their own thing, but they can't copy the relationships and the credibility and and just the history that we as a community have. You can't copy a community. So
yeah, and if you get caught stealing, you got caught stealing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't go running around in somebody else's Ferrari saying, "Hey, look at me, look at me." You know?
Crypto Kool-Aid said something genius once. He said, "You can be a thief and you can be an asshole, but you cannot be both. Like you can be one or the other, but if you're both, nothing you do will work." Right? And so that kind of goes back to that thing. Like
this is key. Like if I can say that anything kind of encompasses what Discourse Syndicate and what we've been trying to do here with development, with KC and everything that we've done, projects and supporting Richard and supporting the ecos, it's this: your net worth is your network. There is nothing in your life more powerful than the people that you build good, solid, trustworthy relationships with. You never know where your next opportunity, your next partnership, your next information into something that can change your life for the better is going to come from, other than your network. You must guard that with your life. It's more important than any college education, any crypto education. Your network and the network that you create is the most sacred thing that you own.
Reputation, it means a lot to me. So it took me, I was in the background a long time, and it took me like some nights to even think about coming out and streaming, even before I did with what I've launched. And like, I'm not here to shill any of that, but like, reputation means everything to me. And like, being a man of your word and just being with the right people and trying to build something, no matter your bag size, trying to bring value to the community, which one reason why I'm in this community is because of all the streamers and everybody that comes together, no matter the fighting, no matter them getting along, all these PulseChain tours. I don't see Ethereum people coming together like this. And that is the most important thing that I've seen in crypto by far. And that's one of the reasons why I've launched what I've launched. And I've just wanted to bring positivity. And I know I've been in the chats, everything like that. And it's just got to do it. You got to teach people, got to educate, got to adopt the best way you can, the right way, just like RG3 says, you know, and that means a lot to me. And I'm just happy to even be a part of it. I mean, you know,
well,
that.
But how about you do this? You know, without you know, shilling your token itself and saying what you did. Tell the community what thought, what problem, what gap, what thing you saw, what adoption technique or whatever it is. I don't know anything about what you've done. So tell us what you saw, and then tell us what you're trying to build a solution for, without showing anything, just from your heart, from your brain. Tell me what you saw and what you did to try and create something to fill that gap.
Well, I was thinking around me in my community, my local community, and I've onboarded a few people, and it was important to me that nobody in this community, like, there was nothing like making me, like, from a newbie standpoint, and I walk into this community, it would just like, you would hit a brick wall, just like, whoa, wait a minute. and just get scared off. You know what I mean? And it's that right there showed me like nobody's like coming together, getting bullish, and just agreeing and making the same narrative and coming together. Well, I already said that, but like streaming's hard enough for me. But coming together, same narrative, and like getting this moving forward with all this attacking one another. Yes, we have competition between tokens and projects and things like that, but we're all one blockchain. And how I would onboard somebody in my local community would be like, okay, so I launched something, I created something. Maybe I just give them some free coins like Roger Ver did back in the day, and be Bitcoin Jesus and things like that. And I'm like, I don't see none of that going on. Everybody's coming in here making projects, rugging, and wanting to sell and get out. And it's just like, why not just stay for the people? Because the people is the blockchain. And how do we get more adoption with it? Is by being like Roger Ver and being out there and doing the tours, doing things like that. And that's kind of why I launched what I launched, you know. And I did it stealthily, everything, and I didn't want any attention. But
so you saw a gap, you saw a barrier to entry because of community sentiment, and so you wanted to create something that was a little more welcoming, a little warmer, a little more friendly, and that's basically what you saw that needed to be fixed, and you went out and made an attempt to fix it.
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me what that idea was. What did you think was going to help that situation? What did you think was going to make it a softer entry for everybody so that they didn't have to see the bear market toxicity of what was going on within the inner workings of this community? What did you do? What did you create to break through that barrier?
Something positive, something to get people like, it's something everybody can get instead of like a dick with butt or a nah or a nope, even a nope token, or understand how even PulseChain works.
So go ahead and give me the mechanics. No, not the concept, but the mechanics. What does it do? How does it work? And how do you use it?
Just a token.
A meme token. So a meme token.
Just a meme token.
Okay. And its purpose.
And its purpose is to get everybody. I say, let's stay agreeable. Let's get agreeable. Let's move this whole blockchain together and bring all of us together and move this all on one train. And it's token, but it's like staying agreeable with our common goal instead of, like.
So how do you distribute? How do you distribute it? And so what's the
how did I distribute it?
Yeah,
I gave it to initially at launch. It was in no permissions wallets of 100. Well, nope token holders of 100K and up, right at launch, and that's one of the reasons why the launch went the way it did. And then, like maybe a week after that, I gave it to HOA holders of 69, 420 and above. And I gave it to them, trying to bring that together. And, it is what it is between 9-inch and whatever. And I tried that method, but then SolidX launched his token, and it just kind of spiraled into something that I'm kind of surprised that will hopefully come to fruition. I don't want to say anything, but at least we're talking about things in order to bring more of like a yield generating thing. Cause I'm more of a LP guy. I'm more of a, I would rather earn my yield and exit that way instead of just like dump on others and things like that. So I just created a light meme coin, and if you agree with what you buy, you can just go, yep. Do you think we're bullish? Yeah. Yep. You know what I mean? Things like that. It's short, cute. Everybody can get a little giggle out of it. You can think it's dumb, whatever. But at least I did something. I didn't have no sacrifice for it. I tried different methods. I put my bags into this, and I got blessed with Randy's help. You know, he's helping me out with LP with this.
Good dude. Good dude.
And I just, you know, wanted to launch something positive, something even my onboards at work get. I gave them PulseChain, like, you know, 20,000 PulseChain, and I gave them some Yep, and I told them just to watch it. I plan on onboarding my boss, and they, like, I'll say this, like, the person that owns my business is running for mayor of my town. That's how close. And if she wins, I'll be that close to mayor. So that just right there makes me nervous enough. And if I could get her onboarded and be that close to politics, sky's the limit to me. Like, but their mindset is Keynesian, and their mindset is more like they already got money. Like, they're not interested in the stocks. They're set. You know what I mean? But like, if I can get them onboarded, that would be a great thing, because then their business could survive. And that's the important thing. People can survive in the future without getting demolished by purchasing power. So
I like the direction you're going and what you're doing and where your heart's at. I think that, and one of the things I learned about marketing, especially when it comes to the type of marketing that we do word of mouth marketing. Our onboarding is usually involved in our spheres of influence, meaning our friends, our family, our neighbors, the people that we're closest to. And some of us have run through those circles since 2015, 16, and they don't want to listen to us anymore. Like, and then when you come out with something that does do good, they're pissed off because you didn't get involved. But anyway, I think that at times when we envision the marketing of a word of mouth advertising type of situation, we think of the big players. We think of big people. We think of sports stars. We think of, musicians. We think of politicians. We think of whales, right? I call it whale hunting. Forget the whale hunting. It's about the masses. It's about building communities, and it's about you. So you're the representative of your token, and you've already got the right mindset and the right heart for this. You need to develop that into your community. You need to go and create a community. You need to get out in front of people and show them who you are and bring like-minded folks like yourself to your project. That's how you're going to win. It's not going to be one person. It's not going to be, you onboarding this one deal or that one deal or hooking up with this token or that token. It's going to be about you working within the confines of this community and making Reed's Law work for yourself. And that's you getting behind your token and your integrity. Like you said earlier, you're about integrity and you're about, trust and all those kinds of things. If that's who you really are, then you get out and expose that and you tell people about what you're trying to do, and you will build it. You will build a whole community around yourself and like-minded people like yourself. And that will be a good thing versus, trying to artificially create it. It's going to be about you getting out there and doing the footwork and creating the community that you want. And it won't be the community that you necessarily want and desire. It'll be the one that you deserve. And it's about how you go out and put the work out there. I've always said that about this community. Richard Hart may have not been the founder that we want, but it's the one that we deserved. And we may not have been the community that he wanted, but it was the one that he deserved. So it's up to you and what you do to create your community around your coin, because that's going to make it go up more so than any one individual human being out there ever will. Because it's you that did this. It's you that has the vision, and you need to go out there and lead people by that. I think you got the right heart and mind for it. All you got to do is expose yourself to that and understand that you're teaching and educating people. Liquidity, these things. Go out there and show people what all this means. Go out there and show people how to do these things, because this community needs to learn that. This community needs to learn and understand how the real DeFi game is going to be played. And you seem to have your head wrapped around it.
I'm still in the process with my couple onboarders, my couple coworkers of mine that I gave some to. I'm still in the process of teaching them and learning my technique in order to make it simple enough for them to get it before I overwhelm them and just scare them out. You know, even before I even try to go for the big players or things like that. But I'm starting small, and hey,
start having little group chats with them. Start having group chats and Twitter Spaces and build on that. And you know, go create a stream and start streaming. You know, when we started a stream, there was 12 people. We at one time, you know, we had more people on the panel than we had watching the stream. You know, when we had Discourse Syndicate. So that's where we started, man. There was literally more panel guests than there were people watching the stream in the chat rooms. So
I did start streaming. So
I threw his link in the comments here. He's completely undersubscribed. We have enough people watching right now to basically double his subscription. So jump in there, hit his YouTube, subscribe, follow him there. And
I've been trying to. Oh, sorry.
No, just saying we should definitely stream. I'd love to join you, and I'd love you to join me on my stream because that's how this community, like the cross promotion in this community, is better than anything I've ever seen.
That's how
I've been trying to stream once a week, and I got a lot to take care of in my life. So I've been neglecting my wife sometimes with this stuff. So
Don't
careful.
Yeah. So, you know, I probably couldn't do it every week, but I'm trying. You know what I mean? So, and my onboards, I tell them to watch my streams. They watch sometimes, they don't. But I'll keep streaming. I'll keep building. And streaming is the building part for me right now. Other things can just wait. You know what I mean? That'll come. But, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Networking, coming on the FN Hangout. That's important. Getting to know everybody. You know.
Good on you. Yeah. Anytime you get things together and you feel like, you know, doing a mano-a-mano, get with SJ and we'll set up a stream and talk about your channel, talk about what you're trying to do, go through some history and stuff. And yeah, I'll do that with you. Not a problem. Okay. Dorsey just said there was that one time that we heard that the captain had a strong stream. If you guys didn't know that, it's still in the archives. I had bought some wireless headsets and I didn't realize that the microphone was hooked up too. And I took a restroom break and
wow,
live on stream.
Wow.
That was streamception, baby.
I thought we were just going to leave that to the imagination, but no, Cap, you're like,
it's all there. It's all, you know, we have history, and then hopefully pretty soon you're going to be able to do with the Discourse Syndicate streams what you do with Richards. You can search and find things, and I mean, there's plenty of people out there trying to find stuff, but yeah, it's maybe we'll get that done soon, right, SJ?
This conversation has
guys,
been very
like. I want you guys to know something. Like literally, so these two here, and I love to praise them because they work so freaking hard and they don't hardly get paid, and they do it thanklessly.
Wait, people get paid?
No,
you're getting paid for this?
They hardly get paid. Like the equipment that we need, they get purchased for them. That's about it, basically. Like they're literally working on, you know, planning Vegas and getting that done. And SJ has literally used AI to start programming. Like the girl's coding right now, using AI and coding and working with.
Oh, are we talking about me? Continue. Go on.
Are you being modest right now? Is that what it is? So where are you with the Discourse Syndicate search bar?
Everything that I started with that is just sitting on pause right now because I just feel like I've got so much other things going on. But every window that I was using to get that done is open. I've been using what I can't even remember the language it was that I learned the programming to do it. It starts with a P. Someone will know. Anyways,
Python.
yes, Python.
Okay.
Thank you. So yeah, the Python code is sitting there. I got it far enough to catalog all the videos. So like all the videos are cataloged. I just have to figure out now how to set up the search, I think. I'm just going step by step, but I mean, I got pretty far just using AI to teach me how to do this stuff. Like it's been really cool, but yeah, it's on pause. I got a lot of work with them. I got artwork to do. So that's
Right
what's
on.
up.
Well, that's what I was praising you for, your hard work that you're doing, you and AC.
Yeah,
And
I'm really hopeful. I mean, that hexsearch.io, I linked that earlier in the show. That's what you can go to see, find every single video Richard ever did, and you can put in a keyword. And if he said that word in a stream, it will come up. So I am trying to do that same effort with the Discourse Syndicate channel.
yes. And thank you for that. Oh,
You're
wow.
very welcome.
And guys and gals, you'll be able to see SJ in Europe. She's going to be touring there within the next few weeks. And she has a whole bag full of Hex and PulseChain bikinis that you guys have all been sending her, that she'll be sporting all the time while she's out there. You guys are sending her bikini? Like, really?
Oh my
Really?
God.
Okay.
You
Anyway.
ran her off. But before you were about to go into whatever you were gonna say, I was just gonna say that I appreciate this conversation because that is like a fear that I've had. What we were talking about with Forge is that I have a significant passion, and Cap knows, what I'm talking about. But I have a passion for a certain subsect of the community. It's no secret that there are not a lot of women here, right? And so anything that I can do to help support and build up women, I want to do that. But there is a fear of talking to too many people, or putting yourself out there and someone else running off with your concept or whatever. So it was good to hear both of you kind of talk about your experiences, both with Forge and then with you just doing the more so stealth launch and then targeting particular audiences or whatnot. I am going to be running out of here in just a minute, but before I go, I did want to say just a couple things. One, the PulseChain Foundation has been working. I have to give a huge shout out to Krypto Coffee. We would not be as far as we are without the work that he does in the background. A lot of people see the streams, a lot of people see, the Twitter posts and whatnot, but this man is actually behind the scenes, taking calls, taking video chats, really hitting the pavement to get this listing done. We are well in the integration process of listing Pulse on MEXC. We needed to raise 120,000 for this listing. We're about 40,000 away. We were about 20,000 away, but there's dips in the game.
Dips are in the game.
Dips are in the game. But this is a legitimate listing. We have a contract signed. We still would appreciate any support that the community can do. No amount is too small, right? Literally we could do 40,000 with 400 people doing $100 or whatever. If you can do more, then do more. Especially for projects, I think it's really important for them to embrace having a centralized exchange listing, because right now we still have to do everything through ETH, and it's so expensive and it's only going up. This ETH ETF is only going to make the price of ETH continue to go up, which has impact on us when we try to bridge out. So we need a way to be able to just allow people to buy Pulse and then bring it into the system, into your own wallet, and then do your trades and everything else like that. So that was my one thing. PulseChainFoundation.org/membership to see our very transparent wallets and all of our different membership options. And then the last thing is that Europe is going to be lit. I mean, like,
Fire.
y'all are not ready for what we have in store for Europe. The kickoff in Amsterdam. I mean, we got the Tropadev there. I mean, we have a whole lineup of speakers that's incredible. Hexy Bastard, Money Game Crypto, Crypto Profeta, Markable Thoughts, A Wild SJ, Steady Pup. I mean, we have a lot of like really, really smart people that will be at that first event. And then a lot of them will come to other events as well. So that's the kickoff event. And then the final event, like what RG was saying, London, you know, that's Hexy's hometown. So you can't end a tour without a rager of a party. So that is the only event that actually has a after party. So definitely make the beginning, make the end, make somewhere in the middle. Try to come out to postchaintour.com. Whew, that was a lot.
Yeah. And the last party we had, Hexy and I had to open the bar an extra hour.
Oh yeah, y'all wouldn't let it go.
Hexy for having a good time.
Add a little more. Add a little more.
It just and it went all through the night. What a great club that was, and they hooked us up, and that was good. That was a good time.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. We have already started planning what we're doing for November or October for the RH case in New York. So we'll have the case on like that Thursday, and then we'll have a full event on that Friday. So more information will be coming out about that in the upcoming near future.
Right on. That's going to be a good time too. And we're not going to party at the courthouse, but we will party after when we leave. So respectable, your best bandana, and we'll all be there in support of Richard Hart and what the SEC is trying to do.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. I'm out. PulseRay, my guy. I'm gonna come and hang out with you on your show. It was nice to meet you, Bright Light. Cap,
awesome.
Love you as always. See you guys later.
Give her love to the family.
Yep. She's the best. She's the best. Oh.
Yeah, we definitely need a things listing.
She does not nothing gets by her. Like she's a bulldog. Like she kicks my ass all the time, puts me in my place, telling me what I need to do. You know, it's my show and she tells me what to do. One time we were at this VIP event and it was a very expensive dinner. It was a very nice dinner. And we had like 2 VIP couples or 2 or 3 didn't show up. And she literally went in there, and then I wasn't thinking anything of it. She went in there and told the waiters and the cooks and everything, hey, we have 6 dinners that are supposed to be here. You're going to put this, 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 and this on these tables. And she made them serve all the dinners that we had paid for, and everybody had extra food and desserts and everything. And she doesn't miss a beat. Like she is efficient as efficient gets. And every time somebody tries to pull the wool over our eyes, she's punching them in the gut. Love that woman. Yep, she is a mama bear, Crypto Compassion. She is a mama bear's mama bear.
Hey, can I show our first meetup, the anti-gravity meetup?
Yeah, but would you do me a favor, because there's some listeners here that don't know anything about what you're doing? Would you do the same thing that Bright Light did and just kind of like tell everybody, who you are, what you saw, what the gap was, and what your project is trying to fill, and just so that everybody kind of knows where you're coming from, what you're doing, because some people don't even know.
Yeah, I think that a lot of my ideas and a lot of what I wanted to see is very parallel to GIF and Kool-Aid, where it's like we saw like all of the inflation and the supply going crazy with our ecosystem, and we're trying to like put all of that energy into one balloon or carry all that energy in one boat. And so for a couple of years, I tried to figure out something I could put on top of Hex and Pulse to increase the economic energy and hold it in there and pump the price. And every idea I had was pretty bad. It was really bad, actually. Like I'd sit there and talk to people, like Gold Key, Dip Catcher, Alex, and just smart people, way smarter than me, like Kool-Aid. And I'd say, hey, I got this idea. And like before I finished my sentence, they'd be like, but it's not going to work because of this. And I was like, oh, you are right. You are so right. So eventually I came up with a system that involved a token and an NFT in anti-gravity. And I also noticed that a lot of people came into crypto to bet on JPEGs and NFTs. And they also love lotteries and giveaways. So I thought, what's a way we could catch people's attention with lotteries, giveaways, and JPEGs, but then trick them into true DeFi like we have in Hex and Icosa and WhatsApp. So I kind of tried to marry the two of those things together. And in the meantime, I thought, what good is a JPEG if no one gives a crap, like is emotionally tied to that JPEG? So I wrote a book, a sci-fi novel called Rings of Dust. And in the Rings of Dust, it's this cool hero's journey, but it's a place where we can get all the art for the NFTs. So we have a story to go along with the NFTs. And then we met with a marketing genius, and she told us, you've either got to have a good story or you got to have a really loud personality. And I wouldn't consider myself that flamboyant or loud. I'm pretty chill. And so we baked the tokenomics into the sci-fi novel to try and explain people through a story all the mechanics of the 5 tokenomics that we folded into it, right? And so the story serves 2 purposes: the art and the explanation. And then there's the anti-gravity NFT, and it's directly connected to the dark matter token. So dark matter is this really valuable substance in the sci-fi novel. It's this substance that not only cures an illness that's all over the globe, but it also creates endless energy. So this is like the most valuable thing in the solar system. And that's what the token is based on. And then the token, there's going to be 1 million tokens, and you can mint the NFTs 1 for 1 with the tokens. So there's a limited amount of NFTs because there's a limited amount of tokens. And as soon as you mint these NFTs, it puts you into a journey, a 90-day journey of giveaways and rewards that go on the outside of the NFT and on the inside of the NFT. So for those people that are impatient and want to eat their candy now, they can prune. We call it pruning. They can take their giveaways if they win a giveaway, and it's liquid token. They can dump it on the market. They can use it to mint in the next cycle, whatever they want. But the token that's put on the inside of the NFT is like WhatsApp. You bust open your pinata, there's no more candy for you. You bust open your piggy bank, there's no more coins going into it. So it kind of like mirrors both of those 2 things right there. And then one night, I this is the FN Hangout, right? Like I can talk a little easier, like me and 65 my closest friends. So one night I'm sitting there, and I'm a little high, and I'm like on my third, a little high. I was like on my 3rd bowl of cereal, and I'm watching The Mole. I don't know if you guys seen The Mole, but The Mole is this like reality show where they're like trying to get money, and there's a mole trying to mess with them. Anyways, there's this part where they got to finish a challenge or else the money gets blown up. And I thought to myself, here I am trying to create a token crisis. I'm trying to create scarcity. Why don't I blow it all up at a certain point? Why don't we just eliminate all the liquid tokens at one point? And so we come up with the idea of the rapture. So there's 33 chances to mint the NFTs, right? And it spans 9.5 years. So it's going to take a while. But at the end of the 33 chances you have, every liquid token is going to be destroyed forever. So if it's not being used inside the NFT, if it's not being used in liquidity providing, if it's not being weighted, like if it's still in a place where people haven't pruned it, their giveaways to dump on the market, it's all going bye-bye. All the dead wallets, all the dust is gone forever. So that's like one thing we rolled into it. And then like I was saying earlier, we got the evil address. Like we got this address that has a totally unfair advantage, has tons of the tokens at the beginning, right? And this evil address is out to take tokens from everybody. It's out to hoard all the NFTs and all the tokens. So it's up to people that communicate if they want to be on the evil side or if they want to be on the good side. And the good side is the collective, right? The good side is like the freedom fighters, or like the Ewoks in Star Wars. And so all the people right now that have connected their wallet to the Wish Well are part of that collective. And in the collective, we have a whole point system that gives people rewards. So you'll get cool stuff like, mugs and t-shirts and stickers and cool shit in real life, but you also will get advantages and access to stuff online as well. And you rank up in this just like you'd rank up inside the CIA or a resistance or, something like that. So the more points you get, the higher you get in rank, the more gifts you get, the more exclusive stuff you get when we have our meetups and our hangouts, So it's a way, like I said, everything goes back to the super community, right? We want the best damn community anyone's ever seen. And we already have it, but it can be so much more. I mean, think about the internet when it came out. Nobody knew that, like, people are just doing like a little bit of email and a little bit of chat rooms at the beginning, but no one saw Amazon, no one saw Netflix, no one saw Facebook, no one saw YouTube, right?
They were just names and landing pages at first. And those names and landing pages went up, they were worth millions of dollars in stocks. It was the strangest thing to see that .com boom. I mean, I was, unfortunately, I was part of it. I watched I thought the internet was going to be like an in-game immersive experience when I heard about it. God, right. I was an adult waiting for the internet show. And when it did, it was like, oh, I can send an email. Oh, I can get into a IRC chat room and text everybody. Like, fuck this, man. I'm out of here. Well, come back in a few years when you guys get this shit together.
But that's where crypto is right now, right? Crypto is there right now. Crypto is in a place where crypto has taken over gambling. Let's be honest. 99% of crypto is gambling, and number go up and pump. It's just because it's Vegas on steroids. But we understand that blockchain technology is programmable money.
Yes.
And so we're the crazy people at parties that are like, one day people are going to watch movies at home on their computer. And people like, the hell are you talking about, right? Or I'm going to order my vitamins on the internet and they're going to show up and it's going to be a better deal than running to Walmart, or whatever. So we're the crazy ones. We're the ones that like have the vision, PulseRay vision, to see this could be so much more, and it's going to take over finance and probably government and probably a lot of other things that we rely on, the old guard to take care of. And we're here to build that community because someone's got to usher these people in, just like Bright Light said. Hopefully they're met by a friendly greeting when they walk into this insane world of wallets and networks and bridging and all this BS that we hold our nose and we wade through it because we see the future. But if we didn't believe that the future was as bright as it's going to be, we wouldn't be on the phone with our friend trying to get their money off of Coinbase for 7 days. Right. We would just be like, forget it. We would walk away. But because we have this belief and this vision in a better future with better technology, we're willing to go through the nitty gritty and learn all the security and make all these mistakes. Right.
Yeah. And I think when it comes down to community and building community too, we have to think of a new concept. For the longest time, we thought about promote. It's really this is a community of attraction, not promotion. People are attracted to the people within these subgroups that are being developed and created and made. And that's what I was talking to Bright Light about here is people are going to be attracted to you and what you're doing. We were attracted to what Richard was saying and how he was presenting it and presenting himself. That's why we all came, because he attracted us to it. He didn't promote it. He wasn't out there being the shill. In fact, he made a joke out of the shill. He made it look so phony, so fake, so funky.
Infomercial, late night infomercials, dude.
It was ridiculous.
It wasn't scripted.
It was ridiculous. But but we were attracted to his real message, to who he was and what he was really trying to say. The promotion part of it was on the surface just a joke. And Richard made a joke out of the promotion part of it. And every time that this community has ever even tried to make a legitimate, real promotion, it's really never done anything more than what we've all done by attracting people to our communities. Because all of the NASCARs and the billboards and the buses and the things that we've done to try and promote this ecosystem or crypto within this ecosystem have fallen flat compared to what we've done by attracting people to this community and helping one another and providing content that, you know, teaches, educates, and develops trust within the community. It's done a lot more than any type of, you know, real world freaking dollar for dollar promotion, you know. Let me finish this real quick so that everybody understands what I'm coming at. I tell this story often. This is kind of how I've boiled this down and what I've seen. You wake up in the morning, first thing on your TV, you see a commercial for Domino's Pizza. You look at your countertop on your way out the door. You've got a Domino's Pizza freaking flyer from you're sitting on your countertop. You go to work. There's another thing up on the wall, pinned to the board of Domino's freaking coupon, right? You're in your car driving back. You hear another ad in your car. You get home. It's Monday Night Football. Your buddy comes over. You're sitting down with some beer, and you go, "Hey, man, I'm going to go order some Domino's." And you
think it's your idea.
And you think it's your idea. But then your buddy says, "No, fuck Domino's. We're going to go to Porky's. Porky's has much better pizza." And guess what? You guys go to Porky's because your buddy told you to. No matter how many times they programmed you or hit you or tried, you listen to the person that you are with, the person you trust or whatever. That's kind of how it works, you know. And it's about building that community and teaching one another and building trust and providing value without, you know, asking for anything in return. You know, I know a lot of people give this community or within this community give people shit for you know, promoting things or trying to build things and asking people to be part of. Look, you don't have to be part of any of this stuff. You don't. Nobody's requiring you to. So let them be those that are trying to bring things to fruition. But they're just out there trying to make things happen. And that's what we all need to do is our share on what we can do to get things to happen. So. Anyway, that's
going back to what you were saying about your buddy is because you got a relationship, you've got a bond with that buddy, right? And that's the strongest thing. So when people get together at the PulseChain events, when people get together in Vegas, you know, next March, there's a magic that happens in person that you just can't get it here on YouTube. You can't get it on X. It's one-on-one when you actually like meet these people and that energy's there. It's totally magical. And that's what I started to talk about was our Salt Lake meetup. We're hoping to get together with some of the other people in Hex, Pulse, and Anti-Gravity June 7th in Salt Lake if anyone's in the area. We're going to go to a concert, hang out, get something to eat. And so I just want to throw that one out there too, because that'll be the first meetup. I remember the first meetup that you were at in California when you guys went out to eat. It was you, Krypto, Vince. Like, I remember that first meetup and I was so angry. I was jealous as hell. And I don't even count that as the first meetup because I wasn't there. I count the first
It wasn't
meetup.
your first meetup.
We went and had a delicious steak dinner up in Idaho with hexologists and a bunch of cool people like Crypty Girl and Exploring Idaho. They were all there. That was my first time of sitting in a room and just I remember the electricity was just buzzing because we were all talking about the same things. We were all passionate about the same things, and even if that's when Wise Token came out, right? And I said, oh yeah, I threw some money into that Wise thing. And Exploring Idaho goes, I hope you lose every penny. I was like, damn, but at the same time, we're still best friends. Like, you can disagree with your family and you're still family, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's been an amazing ride ever since then. I mean, I was still driving truck, delivering lime to the gold mines. And listening to Hexo do the adoption amplifier rollover. Every day. I remember sitting there and listening. I remember the day, day 34. Oh no, it's day 40, day 33 and 43. I remember when that person spoofed the network and everyone got a killer deal. And then boom, the next one rolled over. I remember all that crazy shit. The Bunga Bunga. Remember the Bunga Bunga giveaway where someone was just making up their fake accounts and shit to win the giveaway? And like then Bunga Bunga became this like meme because it's just like when you go to your family reunion and you got your inside jokes. It's like that same love. And thanks Hex Siren for the compliment on the spacesuit. We're going to Saturn. Like I was telling RG in the green room, forget the moon. We've been to the moon. It's time to go to Saturn. You know, and that's where our whole thing is based around is Saturn, right? Saturn is in the rings of Saturn is where they go get the dark matter that's so powerful and so valuable and bring it back and put it inside of they put it inside of fuel cells, which are basically like the NFTs. And the fuel cells, the longer you leave that growing, the more powerful that fuel cell gets. But as soon as you bust open that fuel cell to get the dark matter out of the inside, it no longer gets powerful. So it's all, there's so much cool stuff going on and so many imaginative people in this community. I mean, like Brissology, shout out to him. He's in our Telegram putting up some crazy AI art, you know, and so we hope that we get a lot of the art from the community. We hope to get a lot of good ideas from the community. This is, Hex Monkey says Bunga Bunga. What's up, Hex
Bunga
Monkey?
Bunga. I wanted to answer Crypto Stylist real quick. You know, I don't talk too much about our project or shill it because it was a, hey, Hex Siren. It was a stealth launch, and we wanted it to be proof of itself and let it just work and do its thing. And you know, people look at it and get involved with it if they want to or didn't. As far as the updates go, so the protocol was developed GIF and PGIF to create an arbitrage loop and a buy and burn function that can white label itself. To be added to other projects that need, want, desire, and deserve it to be built on them. It's not just willy-nilly. Anything that's out there gets it. I think maybe our communication with the Hedron community and Alex failed or fell short, and we're trying to remedy that and hope that it didn't upset too many people with how that was rolled out. So we've created a different. So just to answer your question, Krypto, just to get deeper with everybody, we've created an extremely detailed launch plan and communication plan with the tokens that we are that are coming to us, or you know, we're going to make sure that we do all of our due diligence to work with the cryptos that are getting involved with the GiffTEC technology. And for those of you who don't know, basically what it is GIF is burnt for PGIF. The value of Pulse that is injected into the system with the GIF to burn it is sent to the exchange to buy and burn PGIF off the market, therefore making the token that you just created by burning your GIF more valuable. And then every protocol that is built on top of this, also a portion of that protocol is going to go to the PGIF buy and burn. So creating constant never-ending loop of more and more and more buy and burn on the PGIF token. And that's how ridiculously scarce and valuable the PGIF token and the GIF tokens are going to become as future goes. Also, as far as the supply that has been burned, there is over 22% of the supply has been burned. There was a benevolent whale wallet that minted all of its GIF, burned all of its GIF for PGIF, and has still continued to be benevolent as far as we know. So that was quite the freaking benevolent act there. So we were excited about that. And as far as other rollouts, you know, iBurn is already out. So the Hedron Icosa protocol that GIF is built on has already been done. It's called iBurn. And then the next protocols are in line already and being worked on, and will be out soon. I think that all the work that was done in the background by the whole team, and the lead dev, Gifford Ware, if you guys don't know him, is just he knows his stuff. He is precise. He doesn't miss anything, and he thinks about things for so long and goes over and over things so many times that's why he's into plugging the leaks. He does not want to see any leaks. He runs so many simulations and so many different types of situations that could create a leak or cause problems, and he's on top of them. So the whole team's done a real good job. They're working on, like I said, other projects. And they're just going to start rolling out as soon as possible. And I don't see there being a lot of hindrance because the protocol is already built. Now it's about, getting acceptance from the other cryptos that want to get involved, working out all of the ways that they want to do the rollout, and doing it within the confines of the ethos here within Richard Hart's ecosystem, and doing it with, with being precise, being right, being done well, and not rushing it. But the protocol is working; it's done. So it's proven itself. It's been running for a few months now, and we don't have any problems with it. So now it's going to be very easy to just tack it on to other cryptos. And I know everybody's going to cryptos already PLUSD. Yeah, everybody wants to see it, but you got to remember. And Richard told this a long time ago to us, was you burning tokens is ridiculous and stupid, he said. But then he changed his worldview and said burning the wrong token is ridiculous and stupid. Mm-hmm. Burning the right token to reduce its supply and create value is another story. Now, he hasn't said that, but he's obviously showed us by the buy and burn function that's on PulseX. So he's, on one hand, said, burning tokens is no bueno. And then on the other hand, he said, by his actions, that there is a purpose and a reason for it. So I think that GIF has really... Dev GIF has really wrapped his head around that concept and figured it out and got the secret sauce, so to speak, and did a phenomenal, amazing job. And if you guys don't know who he was, he was in the old Hedron Icosa days. He was in there with Alex and all of them, really absorbing what was going on. And I think Alex is one of the most brilliant people in this community. For the things that he's done and how he's operated and functioned. So on the other hand, I think GIF is just as brilliant and does just as good a work. So my hat's off to both of those guys for the stuff that they've built already, proofing T-shares and proofing buy and burn functions. These guys are proofing concepts within DeFi that are going to take DeFi to a whole different realm. These things are working. They're not just some shell game Ponzi scheme deal. They're actually creating real value and helping to pump tokens, just like what AG is doing. You guys are creating things that are actually keeping the air in the balloon, so to speak, and the water out of the boat. And you guys are proofing DeFi, and it's really cool.
Let me offer you an analogy, because the more I talk to you, the more this kind of comes clear. Because this is some high level shit. Like I watched the streams over and over with RH Max. I looked at the diagrams. I've been talking to Kool-Aid for years. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Still very simple though. If a guy like me can really wrap his head around, now it took me 6 months to get, and I'm still kind of figuring things out. I realize how simple it really is.
Check out this analogy I got. So when I was in the oil fields and gold mines, they use liquid oxygen, right? To get things as hot as possible in these processes. And so basically all you do to get liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen is you take a bunch of air and you compress it. That's all you do. You just take air and you compress it. And based on what air you're bringing in, that tells you how much oxygen you get and how much liquid nitrogen, and it separates just like oil does when it heats up, right? So basically you guys not only keeping the air in the balloon, you're compressing it and concentrating that economic power and turning tokens into you're changing states. You're changing the physical state of the DeFi platform. And so people that want to get involved can, if they work with you, may be able to put in that token and get that really super concentrated other form of their token. That's what I think you do. And I want a bunch of money if you guys end up using that analogy. Like just at least a chunk of tokens, all right? Like, because my brain is smoking right now.
Yeah, it really is a simple concept when you look at it. It's, you know, it's literally trading one for another, and then so it's really like a double Hart's law. So Hart's law is if you take two tokens and you bond them together in a liquidity pool, that those two tokens rise and fall with one another because of their liquidity bonding. With the GiffTEC, what you're doing is you've created a meme token that is basically worthless. Just can send it back and forth. But the value of it is that the gift token can create the PGIF token. And okay, so why do I trade one for another, put Pulse in to make this token, and now I got another worthless meme token? Well, that's what a lot of people stop and think that's what the concept is. And if I was looking at it from the outside, I'd go, yeah, why would I spend 10 Pulse to mint one PGIF with my GIF, burn that GIF just to create some kind of value because you're burning a token? That's not the real value in the system here. It's one step beyond that. That's the value. And here's what that is. And it's a double bonding. And this is a whole new concept of bonding two tokens together. And what it does is it consolidates the bonding power with the liquidity position. Okay, so here's that bonding. So because it takes 10 Pulse to create the PGIF with one GIF, PGIF is automatically in value worth 10 more Pulse than GIF. So when those two tokens are on the market and you see PGIF go more than 10 Pulse more valuable than GIF, now you've created an arbitrage opportunity, because now the PGIF can be sold from that extra Pulse that it's worth, and that Pulse can be moved back into GIF, buying it at a cheaper than it was. And now you can go through the whole system again by the arbitrage, and you end up with more GIF or more PGIF tokens. Or you could stop the whole loop right there and just take your Pulse and take the extra Pulse that you got for that arbitrage opportunity. So now the other nice thing about that is that arbitrage opportunity is always being seen back and forth all day long. Now, a big whale can't come in and just slam that arbitrage opportunity out of there, because it doesn't make any, it's no value for the big whale. It's value for the smaller guys to keep arbitraging back and forth a couple $100, a few $100 to reduce the slippage and actually make the value off of it. So people can literally go in there and arbitrage over and over again until they find parity again. And what this does is, provided the liquidity on the exchange isn't too thick or whatever, it actually saws and pumps the two tokens up together, because there's an arbitrage opportunity happening in a loop over and over and over again. And that's what we're seeing. That's how it's working, and it's working really well.
I wonder if the IBURN's gonna hold the ICOSAs quite at parity, you know? It's gonna be interesting.
And we saw that.
With that.
We saw that. It brought the ICOSAs to parity, and I don't know how far they are from one another now, but it did do that, and there is an arbitrage opportunity there too. So it creates this arbitrage opportunity with all the tokens that it ends up sitting on, and that's cool for price, and that's cool for for action, and for smaller players to go in and create arbitrage opportunities for themselves to, build their crypto bags. So very, very freaking cool system, man. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, when you compress that air and it gets smaller, it continues to suck in more and more air.
Yeah,
right?
velocity. Yeah. Yeah, it creates velocity, and that's kind of what we're seeing. So anyway, what else is going on out there? We have, and guys, if you don't know, this is your show. You can come in, and it doesn't have to. It's not the three of us. It's the three of us and all of you. So we put the link out for everybody to come join. FN Hangout is yours for you to come talk to us. Call us scammers.
I've also burned 2% of the supply of my token, and I locked up in Time pays me 5% so far in Maddie's platform. Time pays me.me.
Shout out Maddie Ellen.
Yeah, and most of the LP is with Solid X, not PulseChain right now. It's still got a pretty good PulseChain pull, but if anybody got an airdrop out there, I'd love some help for you guys. But
well, like I said, you keep getting the word out of what you're trying to do, and start building the community, and you're gonna get a lot of attention. People just need to know who you are and what you're doing and why you did it. And I think that's all we can do. I know that everybody gets heat from this community. First and foremost, the shill here, if there is a shill in Discourse Syndicate land here or on this pirate ship, it's Hex. That's the one token that I know that that I've always had behind me, that's had my back, that has created the community that's around here, is Hex. That one I know.
have some key shares.
And everything else is speculation. Even the tools that my team is building, PulseRay Vision's building, Bright Light's building, the people that are doing things, they're all just experiments right now. And if you want a real valuable crypto asset, Hex is the GOAT. Hex is that asset. And,
I'm gonna try to keep my knipples in out of stream, but I mean that's what's up right there. Like, boom.
I got one. Let's see. Can you guys see? I've got my
Hex baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hex tattoo in there.
Nice.
But yeah, these things are all experimental, and the Richard Hart tokens are the base tokens. And if you're new and you're getting invested in this ecosystem, all this other stuff is experimental. It's noise. It's value add. I know that people like to say it's value extraction or it's diluting the tokens. And, if I was the guy that created Hex and PulseX, I would feel that same way too. But here's what I want to teach a community is abundance. There is so much money. There is so many more people that we need to onboard and bring into this. There's plenty to go around for all the good projects and Hex and Pulse to go up. That's what we really want, is adoption. We want things that work. We want things that are good. We want people to see them and be part of. And I don't see delusion. I see more and more value being created. I see, more and more abundance coming for all of us, not delusion. And so I'm not of the mindset of the scarcity mindset like a lot of critics are out there. I heard a stream today, somebody who's not really big, but I have respect for, and has a really good message, but it has a maximalist view and tries to scare people away from these other protocols. And I don't mean, scaring them away from investing in them. He's literally scaring them away from the technology and what's going on here and what people are trying to build and the value that's coming to the PulseChain. And I understand that maybe he's speaking to the newer people out there, and that's wise and valuable. So I don't berate his message as far as that goes, because yes, don't go chasing waterfalls, right? if you're just a little fish swimming those streams. But don't stifle innovation, and don't fret on it, and don't be mad because you're not part of it, and don't be angry because you didn't get gains because of it. And don't be angry because you're sitting in a bear market with those other products. Those other products are going to have their day and they're going to do their thing. But right now, PulseChain developers are having their day and they're doing their things. And I think Richard's proud of what people are doing. As long as they're not scamming and stealing value from people, I think Richard is pleased with what's going on. And that's just my opinion. I'm not putting words in Richard's mouth. Richard hasn't told me anything. But I think that he wants to see people going out there and doing things with the tools that he gave them. I think that he brought the smartest people in crypto to this community, and he knows it. I think he knows that he's got some really, really smart people in here doing really cool stuff, and I think he's proud, to be honest. And I want people to keep developing, and I want others to stop fudding those people that are developing and let them go out and do their thing and fail and succeed and all that other stuff, because that's what we need. We need that kind of adoption out there on top of all the other stuff. And we do need people telling people about the simple things and talking about Hex and talking about staking. And I get told all the time, RG, you don't ever talk about people taking 5555. You just did that to everybody so you can dump on their heads. No, I'll guarantee you bag for bag, 99% of you don't have as many or as big a 15-year stakes as I have. I will guarantee you that. And that narrative is still the proper way to invest. The best way to invest in crypto is to have a Cuatro Cinco stake. And that's because it's solid. It's proven itself. It has a great blockchain to run on now that has proven itself over a year now. And so as far as real world investments go, having a crypto that has already survived the time, the sands of time, that pays out yield through an amazing inflation system, it's a no-brainer that people should be looking at that like a 401k, like the most stable crypto investment you can get into is a 15-year stake. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to tell people still that the 15-year stake is viable and good. It is. It most certainly is. The narrative has changed as far as what we're all excited about right now. We've been in a bear market, and the bear market is really the place that you should be creating 15-year stakes and creating a staking ladder going backwards to get yourself in. If that's what you're doing, is dollar cost averaging into products like Hex, and you're looking for a real DeFi product. Nothing better. There is nothing better than Hex. Hex is still the GOAT. Better than all my products that I've ever come out with or will come out with. Better than anything else I've seen out there. Better than Bitcoin. Better than all of it. And that's how I feel. That's my stance. That's always been my stance, and always will be my stance. But I'm not going to stop helping innovate. I'm not going to stop doing good things like Richard told the lawyers. I'm not going to just not do things because you guys think it's wrong. He told those lawyers that I'm not going to think that I made the best crypto in the world, and because you guys say it's wrong and you don't know what it is, I'm going to stop and turn around and be afraid because you guys told me to. No, that's what I say to all the detractors out there too. Fuck you. I'm going to go build shit because Richard gave us tools to do it with. And if you want to sit there and cry and act like I'm, decimating Richard's character or what he's done, or not paying homage to that, he who gave to me, some of the narratives and the shit that I've heard come out of people's mouth is ridiculous. Well, Richard is not the type of a person.
Going back to your idea of scarcity mentality, can you imagine people fighting over America Online discs right now? I'm not gonna get on the internet if I don't got American Online. We all
use those as coasters.
Yeah, most of us have fiber ran to our house right now, right? The development comes, the community comes, things will grow because the technology is superior. right? So yeah, that kind of like the scarcity mentality or the tribal mentality, us versus them. I only agree with that when it comes to, you know, those in power right now. That's us versus them. But us as a community, it's about abundance, right? It's about love and helping each other out instead of, you know, trying to be like crabs in a bucket pulling each other down.
And with these ETFs, there's a whole lot more coming.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
we're
yeah.
all tied to it. I mean, I noticed the other day, like all of our volumes were down. And when ETH pumped, guess what happened to PulseChain? It went up with it. Like, it wasn't us pumping it. That was the big dog.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. So.
Well, I'm pretty sure there was a, you know, when things start moving up, it's like a lure too. You know, you got a lure, and when that thing starts jigging and moving, man, the fish go crazy for it. And so once people start to see things moving, that's when the hands start coming in and wanting to get a piece of it. So we all know what's going to happen. Once it starts moving up, our phones ring and the prices, the green candles show up, our phones start ringing, and it's just, you know, it's on. Real quick, let me see what my good buddy Monkey's saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, Hex Monkey, one of the greatest dudes in all of Hexico. If you ever get a chance to meet with the Hex Monkey, you'll know what I'm saying. He says, and by the way, thank you for the $9.99. To add emphasis to RG's point, it's an easy concept. Start with Hex and the other core coins. When your bags, with your bags and ladder are full, then look into the other neat stuff, wish this wasn't so controversial, is what he's saying. Yeah, I wish it wasn't so controversial either. But you know what? People grab power however they grab power. There's being humble and letting others speak and do and be and fail and succeed is a hard thing for some to do, and it takes patience, it takes wisdom, it takes the ability to allow others to succeed and fail, and to go ahead and extend trust to people. That's a hard thing for folks to do, and there's a maturity level that comes along with that, with allowing others to do. I think that the criticism in this community should be focused more on us all individually and how we are treating these other projects. You know, we all saw it when Richard was treated that way when he launched Hex, and we didn't like it. And that was what rallied this community together was, you know, Richard out there, you know, body slamming detractors. And we were there to cheer them on, and we were there to do the same to any detractors that would come into our chat rooms, into Twitter spaces, and anywhere. And you know, so you know, I get that. There was a place for it, but you know, that's not what's going on here within the community. We need to learn how to trust people and allow them to go fail. Now, don't expose yourself to risky situations unless you know what you're doing. All of these new projects, like I said, are experimental. People are learning and building, and you better know what you're doing and what your risk tolerance is. Like we said earlier, this is like the new Vegas, right? And if you're willing to go stick, you know, your lunch money and your rent money into a slot machine, then you deserve what's coming. And that's what it is right now. But watch these protocols, watch what the Hexicans are doing. And it's funny, you know, because the OGs, the so-called OGs, are the ones that are building things. They're the ones that are doing things, the ones that have been around, that listened to Richard, that really, you know, dove into these things and watched PulseChain come out and watched the tenets of Hex and what Hex was really all about, and DeFi. And those, all of the smartest of the smart that Richard attracted to this community, are the ones that are building stuff. So look at that. Look at the character of the people that are building these things. Look at where they're coming from, what they're trying to do. And that's why I had you both tell everybody what the gap was that you saw, because you guys are OGs. You guys have been around. You guys have seen what has happened here. you guys should be able to explain to people, because if you can't explain the history of your thought process, then how are people going to trust you? You're just some dude in a spacesuit. You're just some dude in a dark room, saying, hey, I did this thing. You should check it out. No.
Hunting for ghosts, as they said earlier in chat.
Yeah, ghost hunter, and that looks like he could be Charles Hoskinson's younger brother or something.
There we go. How's that? More ghostly?
Has anybody ever told you that, Bright Light, that you look like Charles Hoskinson's younger brother?
No, that's a first.
Yeah, you remind me of Charles Hoskinson's younger brother. But anyway,
all right.
What I'm saying is that the people should be like understanding the history and who you really are, and that's how they're going to develop trust. Like, hey, these guys have been here from the beginning. They were there in the freaking the OA FUD days and the WISE FUD days, and these guys were here when the adoption amplifier was going off and watching it and watching Hexo. Hey, you're not scammers. You guys are part of the deep seat of this community. You learned from the beginning what was going on. You were drawn here, attracted here by Richard Hart. The things that you're thinking, the way you thought was molded by his tenets, by the things that he gave us. We were all Hexicans. There was something about us that made us who we are. And then when you see the gaps, you said, hey, there's a gap here and I have a tool. And Richard gave me the idea of doing this and this and that. Let's see if this works. And that's what's really going on here. Now, I know there's grifters. I know there's people out there that are trying to, take money out of Hexicans' pockets. I know that. But we have to find the happy medium to make this community more attractive to people versus what it is now. And that goes all around. Like I said, there isn't anybody in the community that I don't appreciate or think it has value. There are some that I think are inaccurate. I think that they need to change their accuracy a little bit. And those are the people that I'm hard on, not the developers. The scammers, I just ignore. Those that I think are scamming, I just ignore. But the people that are actually building and doing work, I pay attention to. I see what their story is. I see what gap they're trying to fill. And I see if they're true, dyed-in-the-wool Hexicans that understand Richard Hart's tenets and what he gave to us, So, hey, last words, guys. We're a couple hours in now. Go ahead and at least let people know where they can find you guys so that they can, check it out, what you're doing, who you are.
You can find me on Twitter at Brightlight57, at RedRay57. You can kind of guess my name by my handle. It's like PulseRay Vision. But everything's on there. You can go there and find the links that you need to find for Yep token or anything like that. So don't buy it. I don't want you to. It's my it's my experiment, and it was given to a couple great communities. And I also had coin pulls and 9-inch for like over a month now. Just started out slow in the shadows, kind of like I was earlier, and we'll see where it goes. Let's see if we can get some agreeable positivity.
Right on.
Yeah, I like his vibe. You can catch me PulseRay Vision just about everywhere. We stream every day, usually when the clock rolls over, and so you can catch me there, and then you can catch me in Salt Lake at June 7th. Come hang out and press palms.
Hang out. Hey, and I'll tell you what, when it comes to fun and a really cool person, my man here is the one that you want to go and hang out with. So, hey, you going to Burning Man with us this year or what?
You know what? My devs want to go to Burning Man. It's on their bucket list, and I don't want them to go to Burning Man because I want them to build shit for me. It's so I'm torn. But I've got some guys that are going to go set up the RV for us and wait in line both ways for us. And then me and Hexray Chick will just zip in on our e-bikes and pass that whole crazy line. So it's a good chances keep going up higher and higher, especially every time I talk to Kool-Aid.
Right on. Right on. All right, guys. Well, real quick, I will be streaming with Randy Hilarski, with Money Gang Crypto, and with Hexy Baxter next week. So those are the guys I'll be chatting with the captain with. And that's in preparation, you guys, for the big London event. So get to PulseChainTour.com if you're in Europe, and get some tickets. Get out there, come hang out with us, and be part of the community. This is where the relationships are built, and this is where trust is built, and people really get to show who they are. So, all right, everybody, thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.